Dear students, welcome back once again. Read CG Success for All Career Growth YouTube tutorial classes. In this video, we learn class 12th subject physics in that part 1, chapter 1 electric charges and fields. So in previous class we have already learnt 1.1 introduction. So today in this video continuation class 1.2 electric charge. Historically, the credit of discovery of the fact that amber rubbed with wool or silk cloth attracts light objects goes to Thales of Miletus, Greece around 600 BC. So here when amber rubbed with wool or silk cloth, it attracts light objects. This was discovered by Thales of Miletus, Greece around 600 BC. So this discovery credit goes to Thales of Miletus, Greece around 600 BC. Now come here. The name electricity is coined from the Greek word electron meaning amber. So here the name electricity is coined from the Greek word electron meaning amber. See here, many such pairs of materials were known which on rubbing could attract light objects like straw, pithballs and bits of papers. So here whenever materials rubbed, so it attracts light objects. So rubbing a material could attract light objects, say such as straw, pithballs and bits of papers. Now see here, before continuation of this paragraph, let us see figure 1.1. Slightly we observe this figure to understand meaning of this complete paragraph given information. So see here, figure A, figure B, figure C. Okay, figure D, figure E, figure F. Now see figure 1.1. Rods and pith balls like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. I repeat, rods and pith balls like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. See here, silk thread, glass rod, glass rod. Both have positive electric charges. Here, silk thread, plastic rod, plastic rod. Both have negative electric charges. Then again here, silk thread, glass rod, plastic rod. Positive electric charges are present on glass rod. Negative electric charges are present on plastic rod. See here, minus minus, same or like charges. Like charges are repel each other. Here also same means plus plus. Like charges repel. Here unlike charges minus plus or plus minus charges attract each other. So here minus minus, like charges plus plus, like charges repel, minus plus, plus minus, unlike charges attract each other. Now see here, glass rod, both have like charges, positive charges. So both glass rods repel each other. Here plastic rod, both plastic rods have like charges, negative charges, they repel each other. Now consider this, glass rod, positive charge, plastic rod, negative charge. So plus charge, minus charge. Positive charge, negative charge, unlike charges attract each other. Same, like charges repel, unlike charges attract. See here, plus plus, like charges repel, minus minus, like charges repel, plus minus or minus plus, unlike charges attract each other. Here also minus minus, like charges plus plus, like charges repel each other, plus minus, minus plus, unlike charges attract each other. I hope figure 1.1 you have understood very well. See here, come to paragraph. You can perform the following activity at home to experience such an effect. Cut out long, thin strips of white paper and lightly iron them. Here, take a paper, cut long, thin strips and take a iron box and lightly iron them. Okay. Take them near a TV screen or computer monitor. So take those pieces of thin strips, long thin strips near TV screen or computer monitor, you will see that the strips get attracted to the screen. In fact, they remain stuck to the screen for a while. Okay, so take a paper, cut into thin long strips, and then take a iron box, lightly iron them, and take those long thin strips towards near a TV screen or computer monitor. So you will find long thin strips are pieces of paper immediately attract TV screen or computer monitor and they get stuck there. So this is what known as attraction. Due to what? Unlike charges, or before that it is a attraction. Okay, see here. Now it was observed that if two glass rods rubbed with wool or silk cloth are brought close to each other, they repel each other. Figure 1.1a. Figure 1.1. Figure 1.1. Figure 1.1a. What it says? It was observed that if two glass rods rubbed with wool or silk cloth are brought close to each other, they repel each other. So here just take a silk cloth, taking a silk cloth and rubbing, taking a silk cloth and rubbing a glass rod. By rubbing, through rubbing, charges are produced on the body of a glass rod. So similarly, take two glass rods and start rubbing. Take two glass rods and start rubbing with wool or silk cloth. So when you bring two glass rods immediately closer to each other, so they start repel each other. So this is what figure 1.1a. Here two glass rods are taken with help of silk cloth or wool. Glass rods are rubbed with silk cloth and charges are produced on the body. So these two glass rods are brought closer to each other. Immediate two glass rods repel each other due to what? Like charges present on the body of glass rods. Okay, see here, the two strands of wool or two pieces of silk cloth with which the rods were rubbed also repel each other. So here what is meaning? The cloth which are used to rub glass rods, so charges also produced two pieces of silk cloth which are used to rub glass rods. So if you bring closer that two cloths, they also repel each other. So here I repeat, the two strands of wool or two pieces of silk cloth with which the rods were rubbed also repel each other. So the used silk cloth which are used to rub are already rubbed glass rods. So the cloths, if you bring closer to each other, they also repel. Okay. However, the glass rod and wool attract each other. Now, however, the glass rod and wool attract each other. So here, see figure 1.1a. So here, figure 1.1a, silk thread, two glass rods carry like charges on body. So if you bring these two glass rods closer to each other, repel. So they start repel each other. Now come what here? However, the glass rod and wool attracted each other. So take one glass rod and bring some amount of wool closer to glass rod. So what happens here? Attraction occurs. Okay, I repeat, take one glass rod, take one glass rod, take a previous glass rod and take a certain amount of wool and bring closer to glass rod. So this glass rod is already rubbed. This glass rod is already rubbed through a silk cloth. So charges are present on the body of a glass rod. So take a small amount of wool and bring closer to it. So attraction occurs. What? Attraction occurs. Attraction occurs. It means unlike charges, unlike charges attract and like charges repel. So this is meaning given in a paragraph. See here. Similarly, two plastic rods rubbed with cats fur repelled each other. Figure 1.1b. See here. Take two plastic rods. Okay. Take two plastic rods. Say it as 1 and 2. So cat's fur. So take two plastic rods. Take two plastic rods and rub with cat's fur. So what happens? Charges are produced on a body of two plastic rods. So if you bring these two plastic rods closer to each other, they start repel. They repel each other. Means here what? Repulsion occurs. I repeat, take two plastic rods. Take two plastic rods and rub with cat's fur. Rubbing, charges are produced on two plastic rods. So if you bring the two plastic rods closer to each other, they repel. So this known as repulsion. The repulsion occurs only when like charges repel. So the two glass rods, so two plastic rods have like charges on a body. I repeat once again. Two plastic rods have like charges on its body. Two plastic rods have like charges. So if you bring two plastic rods closer to each other, repulsion occurs. That is, like charges repel, because two plastic rods both have like charges. Okay. See here. Similarly, two plastic rods rubbed with cat's fur repelled each other. Figure 1.1b. So here, figure 1.1b. Okay. So already explained, so there is no need to explain again. See here, take two plastic rods, start rubbing with cat's fur. So like charges are produced on two plastic rods. Due to this, repulsion occurs when you bring closer to each other. The repulsion occurs only when the two bodies have like charges. Okay, so this a simple figure 1.1b, silk thread, plastic rods. Take these two plastic rods, start rubbing with cat's fur. So like charges are produced on the body. Like charges are produced on the body of two plastic rods. When you bring closer to each other, repulsion occurs. Repulsion occurs only when like charges are present on the two bodies. Now see here, but attracted the fur. Similarly, two plastic rods rubbed with cat's fur repelled each other, figure 1.1b, but attracted the fur. On the other hand, the plastic rod attracts the glass rod. See here, dear students. See here, dear students. On the other hand, the plastic rod attracts the glass rod. Figure 1.1c. See here, figure 1.1c. Okay. See here. So glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth. Plastic rod is rubbed with cat's fur. See here, glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth. Plastic rod is rubbed with cat's fur. When you bring these two, say glass rod and plastic rod, if you bring both closer to each other, attraction occurs, means they attract each other. This means unlike charges attract each other. Unlike charges attract each other. Unlike charges, attraction occurs. Okay, so this is what figure 1.1c is given here. glass rod, plastic rod, glass rod rubbed with silk cloth, plastic rod rubbed with cat's fur. Both have unlike charges on body. When you bring glass rod and plastic rod closer to each other, due to unlike charges, attraction occurs, means they attract each other. This is what the paragraph of this meaning is explained here. I hope, dear students, continuation of this topic you will find in next video. Thank you.